You know, every single day, we're all sending photos, documents, and videos across the internet without even thinking about it. But have you ever stopped and wondered how they actually travel? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the internet's oldest and most important delivery systems.
Seriously, think about it. You tap send on a photo, and in what feels like an instant, it just vanishes from your screen. And then, poof, it reappears on your friend's phone, maybe halfway across the world. What is happening in that blink of an eye? How does that picture actually make the journey through this huge, invisible thing we call the internet?
To really get a grip on this, let's use a simple analogy from the real world. Just for a minute, forget all the techie stuff. Let's just imagine we're using a regular postal service to mail a physical package. So first up, you've got your computer or your phone. In our little story, this is basically your house. It's your personal space, right? It's where you keep all your digital things, all your photos, your documents, everything you've created. Okay, so what about that photo you want to send? That photo, or really any document or video, is what we call a file. And in our post office story, that file, well, that's your package. It's the thing you've all wrapped up and addressed, totally ready to be sent on its way. And where's this package going? It's headed to its destination, a server. In our analogy, a server is like a gigantic central warehouse. It's a super powerful computer that's built to do one thing really well: receive and store millions of these digital packages from all over the world. So we have your house, we have your package, and we have the warehouse. But how does the package actually get from your house to that warehouse? It needs a delivery service, right? Well, the internet has its own special version, and it's got a special name. And that special delivery service is called FTP. It stands for File Transfer Protocol. But really, you can just think of it as the official rulebook for the internet's postal service. It's the whole system that makes sure your digital package gets to where it's going safe and sound. So how does this digital post office actually work? Well, it's really a partnership between two key parts. First is the client. That's just a program on your computer, in your house. Think of it as your own personal mail clerk. The other part is the server, the warehouse, which is all set up and waiting to receive the package. So one sends, the other receives. And for really important things, there are secure versions, like SFTP, which is kind of like sending your package in a locked briefcase instead of just a regular postcard.
So how do you actually use this thing to send a file? You might be surprised. It's a really simple process. Let's just walk through the 4 basic steps to get your digital package out the door. All right, step 1, you start the FTP program on your computer. That's your mail clerk, the client. Step 2, you type in the address of the server, just like you'd write an address on a package for the warehouse. 3, you pick the exact file you want to send. And finally, you click send. And really, that's all there is to it. Your digital package is now officially on its way, zipping through the internet following all the rules of FTP, headed straight for its destination, that big digital warehouse, the server. Now you might be thinking, this sounds a little old school. And you know what? You'd be right. FTP is one of the original technologies of the internet, but don't let its age fool you, because it is still incredibly important. So why does this old postal service still matter so much? Well, FTP is kind of the unsung hero working behind the scenes on things you use every day. Every time you go to a website that's just been updated, there's a good chance a web designer used FTP to upload all those new files. Big companies rely on it to send massive files for work that would totally crash your email. And it's a super critical tool for backing up important data, creating safe copies in a faraway digital warehouse. And that brings us to a really key point. FTP isn't just important, it's a true original. It was one of the very first protocols, or rulebooks, ever written for the internet. It's literally a piece of the foundation that our entire digital world was built on. Okay, so let's do a super quick recap of the main idea. Here's our whole postal service analogy in a nutshell. When you get right down to it, FTP is the internet's postal service. It's the reliable system for moving your files, which are like packages, from your computer, which is like your house, to a server, which is like the big warehouse. So we've just uncovered FTP, one of the original foundational rules of the internet. And it kind of makes you wonder, what other secret rules are working hard right now just under the surface of your screen to make the whole digital world run? The next time you send a file, you'll know one of those secrets. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.